I'm Stuart Stedman. I'm chairman of the Texas Higher Education Coordinating Board, and I'm president of Stedman West Interest, an investment firm in Houston, Texas. It's a pleasure to welcome you to the 2019 Higher Education Leadership Conference. This is probably my fourth of these, and every time I come, I learn something different and new. I think it's a great venue for higher education, people that are passionate about higher education to collect and learn. Let's see, now I know you have other responsibilities besides your service as a regent, trustee, or education leader, but I want to thank you for your commitment to Texas and for your leadership and support of students in higher education. We are indebted to you for your commitment and your leadership. This morning, we are assuming that many of you are new to your position. For those of you who have been in your position for some time, we hope what we cover here today will be of interest to you and will give you an opportunity to share your knowledge and ask questions that will lead us into further interactive discussion. And that was my comment at the beginning. I mean, I do learn something every time I'm at one of these conferences. So to give you some historical perspective on this conference, in the early 1990s, the Texas legislature decided the coordinating board should provide training opportunities for newly appointed regents and extended this to two-year college trustees in the legislature in 2011. Through the years, we've learned the benefits of extending invitations to other higher education leaders as well. And that way, we can get together and talk about all things higher ed as they affect Texas. Today, we want to make sure, and this is speaking to the new regents and trustees, that you're all aware of the state's rules, regulations, and statutes that apply to your service on a governing board. And we want to make sure you're aware of the state higher education accountability system and how you can use it to find data and information to assist you. And that's pretty good stuff because you can look at your institution, compare your institution to like institutions, either geographically or by mission. Finally, we want to make sure you're aware of the Texas Higher Education Strategic Plan, 60 by 30 Texas. The overarching goal of 60 by 30 Texas is to have at least 60% of Texans ages 25 to 34 earn a certificate or degree by 2030, hence the name 60 by 30 Texas. The plan was developed over 18 months by the Texas Higher Education Strategic Planning Committee, which included business and education leaders across Texas. It was adopted by the coordinating board and endorsed by the governor in July of 2015. You'll be hearing more about the strategic plan this afternoon. For now, I want to say the strategic plan is an ambitious challenge to our higher education system and stakeholders. It was designed to dramatically increase educational achievement and workforce readiness while managing student debt relative to income throughout the state. This will translate into continued growth for Texas and a greater opportunity for Texans in the global economy. In order for Texas to succeed in achieving the goals outlined in the plan, we need everyone's help and support. Success is going to rest heavily on collaboration between K through 12, higher education, and the workforce. And really, if you look at, the overarching goal, 60% of students, of Texans 25 to 34, earning a certificate or degree of some kind. Look at your institution. Be very critical of the success or lack of success. Be aware of it. And I mentioned that higher education, the accountability system that the coordinating board produces and publishes. It's really important because it's a very ambitious goal, and to get there, as I said, we need all your help. So let's get started today. We have excellent speakers and panelists for our sessions. They will cover different aspects of higher education and education governance for us. I strongly encourage you to talk and ask questions and share your ideas. We have wireless microphones available so we can hear each other clearly, share thoughts, and exchange points of view. Please be sure to talk into these microphones because we're videotaping these sessions for our online training for new governing board members who are unable to attend the orientation in person today. You should have received a folder and a hard copy of conference materials, and all this stuff is on a little flash drive that you also should have received. Let's see, the materials, okay, let's see. I guess you can also go to the website and look at the higher education, the Leadership Conference website if you don't want to print out all that stuff. All right, our first session, it is my pleasure to introduce to you three, and this is a standard kind of deal, but I think it's really important to start out, especially when you're a new trustee or a new regent. This session kind of, is basically what I wish session, what I wish I'd known before I was appointed a regent. I think it's very valuable. We do it every year, and I think it's very important. Anyway, we have three distinguished panelists today, I think. And anyway, the first, welcome, if you want to come up, welcome Wilson, who is my colleague on the coordinating board. Governor Greg Abbott appointed Welcome Wilson Jr. to the Texas Higher Education Coordinating Board in March 2018. He is president and chief executive officer of Welcome Group, a real estate development firm in Houston that specializes in single-tenant office buildings and industrial buildings, including lab, warehouse, and manufacturing facilities. He also serves on other boards, including the board of directors of the Trellis Company and the Trellis Foundation in Austin, board of directors of the Friends of the Texas Historical Commission, and the board of directors of the Texas Business Hall of Fame. He is former vice chairman of the University of Houston System Board of Regents. Let's see, Mike Reeser, coming up. I've gotten to know Mike over the years, and he is a very important person in higher education in Texas, and a very important person in his Texas State Technical College system, a very important institution, in looking at the 60 by 30 Texas plan. That system and the way it's funded is really a revolutionary, and its success has been extraordinary. Mike Reeser is the chancellor and the CEO of the Texas State Technical College, the only statewide two-year technical college system with 10 campuses across the state. Under his leadership, TSTC has become well known as an innovator in higher education operations, including the development of the return value formula, a state funding method based on student employment outcomes, and the money-back employment guarantee, an employment assurance program that refunds students who cannot find a job after earning a degree or certificate. Now, that is outcomes-based funding par excellence. Chancellor Reeser has served at TSTC in various roles, including Chief Financial Officer, College President, and Dean of Instruction. Before his higher education career, he was a banker, which, little editorial comment, which probably allowed him to think a little out of the box and say, hey, look, I'm not going to get paid unless I get results. But that's an editorial comment by me. Anyway, he was a banker who served in executive and management roles. So let's get started, and please welcome our panelists.